I had this thing all set up to start at 8 o'clock, but obviously YouTube, the innovators of live streaming, hasn't figured out how to do that yet because it says, uh, you know, start stream later. Yes. What time? 8 a.m. Okay. I went back to it. It wasn't there no more. It was gone. Good morning, Brad. Nice to have you here. You're looking lovely as ever. Gotta admit, YouTube doesn't have a damn thing. They don't know a damn thing about what they're doing. Oh. Anyways, there we go. Well, thanks, thanks. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. I do's, I do's, I doozy do. I doozy 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 don't. But then again, when you get this damn good looking, it's hard to feel prettier than this any day, anyways. It's cold here too, but there's no snow. So, it's twice as bad when it's cold and snowy. You know, when it's cold outside and you gotta walk through 2 feet of snow, that's cold. But when it's cold outside, let me rephrase that. Carolyn, to be free, you're looking lovely as ever. When it's cold outside and you're walking through 2 feet of snow, that's freaking cold. When it's cold outside and there's no snow whatsoever, that's just cold. See, there's a difference. You know, because you can still do stuff in the cold. Good morning, JC. You're looking lovely as ever. If you had to, you could crawl underneath your car and work on it in cold weather with no snow. I guess you could do that too with snow, but you'd have to dig 2 feet of snow out first to get underneath the car. So, you know what I mean? No. So, it is Saturday morning. It is. It is. Um, Mama's got to go play her game tonight, and then she has to go to work. So she'll be leaving here at quarter after 4. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea yet. But good morning, Stephen. Nice to have you here. You're looking lovely as ever. You is. You is. Making coffee. I was up now twice last night. I got up and the alarm went off at 5:30 this morning. I said it's Saturday. Click. So I reset the alarm for 6:30. Got up because Mama gets off work at 6:30. So when she got off work, I got up. I made a pot of coffee. I did all the dishes, and I had her breakfast started when she got home. And she got home at 5 minutes to 7. I made her two crispy fried hard eggs, potatoes with mushrooms and onions and hams. I had that in the refrigerator, so I warmed that up. And bacon and biscuits. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. That's right. Make some mean, cheesy eggs. Hmm. That's right. You ain't on no diet, so. So I am working on my second cup of coffee though, because I did finish my first. So I tell you what. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Jeff. How about some oatmeal? There you go. Hey, oatmeal and me, we're probably gonna have to be on a limited, you know, occasions. So, well, of course, maple syrup and brown sugar. That's right. So, or slice up some peaches and put in there. And how to make it really good is you take a can of peaches in heavy syrup, okay? And if it says add 2 cups of water, add a cup of that heavy peach syrup instead of a cup of water. So you got 2 cups of 2 cups of liquid. Chop up the peaches and throw those in there, and you'll have some good peaches and cream oatmeal. Or you can do it with apples and cinnamon too. With the apples and cinnamon, take an apple, dice it up real good, small, and take and open up a can of applesauce. And like I said, it says 2 quarts. Take like or 2 cups. If it says 2 cups of water, take a half a cup of applesauce and a cup and a half of water, and put that in your pan and cook your oatmeal on that. It'll give you a good flavor. So put your little cinnamon and sugar in there. Little nutmeg if you want to go that way. That way you've got an oatmeal or an apple and cinnamon oatmeal that tastes like an apple pie. Not much nutmeg, just a dash. Not even a pinch. Yeah. Kathy likes hers. Okay, she likes hers made the way I make it. I don't make it so stiff that when you put it on a plate, you could stack it like bricks. Okay, but it's not runny to where you need to put it on a in a bowl because it'll run over the plate edge. I serve it in a bowl anyways because she puts I put milk and butter in mine, and she puts stuff in hers. So, um, but it is not runny, but uh, it's not solid either. It's like a paste, I guess. How about that way? Or a heavy syrup, like molasses in January. Let's put it that way. Hot chocolate and marshmallows. I had bacon this morning. Good morning, Anna and Doc. Good morning. How are you doing? You're looking lovely as ever. You love pie and boxing? Well, Big Steven's here. You can formally call out Big Steve if you want for the boxing match. So, I've already worked out the deals with Big Steve. We're going to get him a pair of trunks that the belt comes right up to here, so there's no hitting below the belt. And I've already been teaching Steve how to box. The old 1-3. 1, 3, 1, 3. He asked me where 2 was, and I said 2's the one you're going to get. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. See how nice I am? I've got everything all figured out for you guys. Now, Steve, if you don't box noodles, you're going to be construed as a chicken. Okay, that you're a fraidy cat. We can't have that. So let's make a date. Let's get this done, and may the best man win. That's right. You might, Steve. You bring up a haymaker. Lead with your right, and then fake him with a softball. There you go. See. Oh, I am aware. I don't know what I'm aware of, but I am aware. Are you trying to tell me, Steve, you're a lover, not a fighter? No pay per view? No, damn. What did I miss? Or is it just going to be Bobby McNutt in Noodles? Oh, okay. You don't want to get into that. That's fine. That's fine. Well, that might be more of a challenge than what you think. Dum dum da dum da dum 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 da dum 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 dum. I can just see Bobby running up the steps of Independence Hall. I'd raise him up higher, but I can't. That's right. Peace on earth, goodwill towards men. Oh, Mr. Mock. What'd you say, Kath? Steve, we got you a replacement boxer. And in this corner, weighing 147, Kathy Miller. She's going to box Noodles for you. Isn't that nice of her? Tell me what you're going to do to him, champ. Come on. Hello, Mr. Mock. Good morning, Kevin. Y'all looking lovely as ever. Maybe dog should go in the hey, I ain't afraid of nothing. My dog King. There we go. Don King. He is the greatest. He is the greatest. Yeah, visualize Stevens spandex for the face. You mean stretch to the max. You don't want to box Steve? Okay. Lullaby, sleepy tight. Have a good night. See, everybody be quiet. Just me just fell asleep. I don't have that kind of imagination. That's right. That's right, Kevin. Hello. Probably not. So, Noodles, when do you want to meet up with Cappy and go boxing? Hmm. That's right. She could use some stress relief. You're looking lovely as ever, Cappy. Bawa Adventures, BWA. Nice to have you here. You're looking lovely as ever. Now, that's right. You can be the ring boy. Here's Big Steve walking around. Ring. But the only thing is, you're only going to make 2 laps around the ring because it's only going to be 1 round. I think she can take me, Mr. Mock. You're welcome. That's right. I got money on Kathy. Because you know what I'm going to do, don't you? I'm going to train her. I'm gonna put a pair of headphones on her. Put a a snow shovel. She doesn't need training. She can guarantee that. Yeah. Maybe I ought to go over and train Noodle so he doesn't get killed. I'm feeling a lot better than I did last week. I've still got some gut problems, but it's not like it was last week. So hopefully it'll start to work its way out of my system or whatever. So. I did see Gene Chambers this morning in Mama Rinda's chat, so that's one good thing. I've been worried about Gene, but you're a confirmed champion. Yeah, right. Yeah. Dum dum da da dum da da dum dum dum. Feel like a schoolroom sissy. Good night, Kathy. You're looking lovely as ever. She's got to go to bed. I got to get her up at 3:30. So. Well, thanks, just me, but I'm not going to sleep. Oh, you're talking to Kathy. I'm sorry. So, that third shift sucks. So, I've worked it for 20 some years, man. I know exactly how. Well, actually, I worked third, first, and second. I started during the middle of third shift, worked all the way through first shift, and worked into second shift. When you're at work at 2:30 in the morning and you don't get home till 5:30 at night, you've already went through all three shifts. So. Good morning, Bankin. You're looking lovely as ever. How are you doing today? Hi, Mrs. Bankin. Did you do something different to your hair, dear? No. Yeah, just me. He's not available. Well, that's probably a good thing that both of you are not available because somebody would be surely disappointed. And I'm pretty sure it'd be the person in California would be the one disappointed. Uh, who is what there, BWA? Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And he was going to cry for sure. Yeah, I know. Sure they are. Yeah, I know. Heidi ho. Good morning, Mama Rinda. You're looking lovely as ever. Roscoe P. Coltrane. Yeah, but see, Bobby says he doesn't fight fair. So, you know, he might just show you a Donnybrook. Mm-hmm. You ever been in a Donnybrook? You know you're in trouble. Okay? When you start a fight with somebody in a public area and they walk towards the door, and next thing they do is lock it. you know you're in trouble then, because now you have no way of getting out of there. Uh, Banking, you, yeah, I see you've become a comedian, haven't you? Banking on money. Yeah, Mr. Hanky. I wish I could do the impression of Mr. Haney on Green Acres. Well, that thing is worth hundreds of dollars. Good morning, Big Daddy. Nice to see you. You're looking lovely as ever. Hey, when it gets spring out here, I'll let you come out here and do some metal detecting. Um, we got the school across the street too. You can go do that. You probably find a bunch of money there from kids dropping change out of their pockets from you know playing football and stuff and playing in the yard. But I want you to look at my metal detector that I bought this summer. I'm gonna put some batteries in it and see if it's any good. But I give $5 for it. But hell, I don't know. I have to check it out myself. That's right. You're gonna give yourself a stroke. So he says, "Heidi ho." That's right. Heidi ho. I know. But if you do it for a living, 9 grand is not a lot of money to keep your business going. So yeah, that's right. Well, I just bought this to see how good it is. If it works and I like doing it, I might buy another one this summer, a better one. I just got it at a yard sale. I'm gonna try it. I bought one at Goodwill a few years ago for a couple of bucks, and it worked. But you had to be right on top of it in order for it to work. And it had a little adjustment knob on it. I figured it was kind of screwed up, or something like that. My son-in-law borrowed it, and uh, they lost something out there in the yard, and they found it with it. But and then he was on his way up the steps to get into his house, tripped and fell on it and broke it in half. So I only had $2 into it, so it wasn't bad. I wasn't up out of anything, but uh, try redundant and tasteless. I have to powder my nose real quick. Sorry about that. I didn't. I just shut Rinda's live stream off. I said since she was done, I was uh, gonna shut her stream off because I left it run for a while. I was starting mine and stuff, give her the run time. So yeah, I know. I always do that, don't I? Well, that's good. How many boys do you have? How many boys you got that are having birthdays today? Well, you got twins or triplets? Tell them I said happy birthday, Adventures. No. Okay, all right. One boy, okay. All right, well, tell them I said happy birthday. I'd sing happy birthday to him if you want me to. Kathy says no. So am I. I'm wealthy and healthy too. I've got a good wife. I got a good family. That's all the wealth I need. And as long as I got that, I feel healthy. You're, you're poor and decrepit. Oh, yarn eater, Kevin. Probably have to refresh their Big Daddy. Yep. Yes. Yes, I do know how to regrow hair. You too, BWA. You have a great day. Enjoy your son's birthday party or birthday. Um, you got to go to a farmer, okay? Because farmers know how to grow everything wealthy, and they need fertilizer. So go to a dairy farm, okay? And they're going to have a slop pit out there that's it'll smell like manure. It'll look like manure, and it'll be liquid. Well, you want to stick your head into it till your ears touch, okay? And you want to do a handstand on it, and you want to stay there, okay, for an hour, and then push yourself out of it because you're strong, you're physically fit, and you're a champion. You should be able to stand on your head for an hour, and then don't wash it off or anything. Leave it sit there and drip dry, and then leave it on for 2 weeks. Wash it off, and then revisit the farmer again. After the second application in a month's time, you're going to have hair growing. Honestly, Scout's honor. Scout's honor. Or Scout's honor. No. No. But that's how you get. See, look at my hair. I do it all the time. I was balder than a cucumber 3 years ago. I didn't have enough hair. Charlie Brown had more hair on his head than I did. And look at that. And it works. I'm telling you, it works. Serious. Well, I'm talking about their honor. I'm not talking about their activities. You know, they would never be in bankruptcy. Okay, now they're in bankruptcy for two different things. They're in bankruptcy because they've been sued because they won't let girls in because girls decided that that was discrimination because the thing said Boy Scouts. Okay. So now the girls are suing because they can't join a boys club. And then you had some troop leaders that were acting like the Catholic priest. Yeah. Playing with their Eagle Scouts. Uh-huh. They had to take them out and put them on a little, expedition. Like they do when you're in the Scouts. They make you go out and survive for a night by yourself. They had to do that with the Scoutmasters. Take them out someplace special and make them survive for a night with nothing more than their trusty little Boy Scout Swiss Army knife. The place I'm thinking they had to take them to is like a lion's den or a bear cave. Yeah. Someplace like this, someplace special. Make them earn their right to live. Yeah. No, never, Jeff. Girl Scouts are going to be next. Boys are going to go there and say, hey, I want to join the Girl Scouts. And it's going to happen there too. That's what's wrong with America. These damn Democrats have got everybody's gender benders screwed up. You're a gender bender. Yeah. I'm a boy, but I feel like a woman. Can I go be a Girl Scout? Well, I'm a woman and I feel like a boy. Can I be a Boy Scout? Yeah. So I'll come back with a whole new merit badge. That's right. Yeah. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. Have a yabba dabba do time. A yabba do time. Have a gay old time. Did you hear what Fred did the other day? He was walking by at Barney's house and he heard some moaning and groaning. He looked through the window and there sat Barney eating pebbles. Oh, he was mad. Yeah. Yeah, except for Lola. Lola. She looked like I can't remember the song, but yeah, Lola. Yeah, that was a gay song, wasn't it? The Lola. The Lola. Yeah, you get ready for your incredible job. Well, I'm glad you like your job so much, sir, Kevin. You have yourself a great day. Yeah. Okay. Up here in Detroit, I don't know if it's still there or not. Mr. Mott can tell you, probably. But up by Detroit, um, in the general area over there, over by River Rouge, there is a road called Dix, Dixs, or Dix Road, Dix. And there was a strip joint there called Chicks on Dix. Scout Honor. Chicks on Dix. Yep. Is that still open here, Mr. Mock? I remember I was broke down across the street from that for like 5 hours one time. It wasn't like I was broke down across the street. I was on the street, broke down. I went and got loaded at a scrapyard. Not a scrapyard. It was a coil refurbishing place where they refurbish coil steel. They got wrecked or whatever. They'd bring it in and they'd roll it or whatever, and take the dents out of it and stuff. What they could, and what they couldn't, they would roll up and strap and then sell it for scrap. Well, I went there one time and they put a bunch of them coils in my truck, my roll-off box. And I said, hey, is that stuff going to roll around in there? You got it blocked up so it can't? He said, yep, it ain't going to move. I guarantee it's not going to move. I come over that lift bridge right there on Dix. Mr. Mock knows probably where I'm talking about. They closed it down years ago. Anyways, I come over that drawbridge there. It's a lift bridge. I come over that lift bridge and there's a little curve right after you get off of that. I come around that curve. Yep, chick on dicks. Yeah, I come around that curve and then it makes another left hand curve. You make a right curve and then a left hand curve and it straightens out. Well, I made the right hand curve. I went to make the left hand curve, and when I did that, a couple of them coils rolled over the blocking that they had there, and that truck leaned like this. And the back, I had 8-axle trailer or 7-axle rear load or 7-axle roll off trailer. The back 4 axles on the driver's side were off the ground completely. That's how far this thing was ready to tip over. They had to call a crane, and the company got there. They had to call a crane, and they had to have a crane pick up the coils and start stacking them and moving them over. Then I had turned back. They called the company that I come from, and it was like 4 o'clock when they got a hold of them and said, "Hey, somebody better be there because this guy's coming back, and we're emptying this stuff." So, yeah. No, I weren't speeding. I wasn't even doing 20 mile an hour. Hell, I think the curve, the bridge and everything else is only like 25. So, it's not very fast through there. I had it blocked off for about 5 hours there. Yeah. Yeah. But the truck never rolled over. It was just, the wheels were off the ground on one side. So, yeah. By the time they got a crane over there, it took them forever to get a crane because they had to have something that could reach up over. They couldn't. There wasn't no rotators around to get it, so they had to get something that they could get up and swing coils around. So, yeah, I'll take coffee. Thank you very much. So, oh, I better go turn my coffee maker back on. Fort Leonard Wood had Waynesville, nicknamed Diseaseville. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Yep, that was something. I'm telling you, it scared. It actually did. That's the first time I've ever really been that scared in a truck. I figured sure as shit we were going to go over, and we weren't going that fast. But even at I was probably 135, 140,000 pounds in a 7-axle rear. I was roll off. I wasn't overweight. I was within the weight, but when 80% of your load starts to move to one side, it scares the living hell out of you. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that picture of that today or this morning. So yeah, yeah. Drove into a guardrail. I tell you what, though, when I was there, broke down. You know, I never went. I could have walked across the street, and sat in there at the bar and had a good old time. But I was so shooken up for the first 2 hours. Now I had years ago when I was working for the garbage company. I was in Monroe, and I had a front load garbage truck, and it was foggy, and it was foggy, patchy, patchy fog. You could you run through a dense patch for a mile or so, then you come out and be clear as bell for 2 or 3 miles, and then so we're all running. There's a bunch of us, people or cars, vehicles running, and I'm a truck, so they're outrunning me. But I'm coming home with a full load around 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning, and next thing I know, I see lights, brake lights, and they're brake lights on a white trailer in the fog. They're stopped. I had no place to go, so I took the ditch. I took out about 250 yards of ditch before we finally got it stopped. I mean, this thing just plowed everything. In fact, I jumped out of the truck as it was still skidding down the ditch, and I landed on the ditch bank as it was going by, and I took off running because I've never rode one all the way over. So and the parking brakes were on. I pulled them, trying to get this thing to stop, and I was out of that thing. But we're leaning on the side, and it's going over, So I get out, and the fire department's there, and it was a double fatality accident. And the fire chief comes over, says, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Man, you got to do something because there is no warning whatsoever there. I mean, you come up on it, and it's right there." He said, "Yeah, we're trying to get some flares out there." It was their fault. They said we should have had flares out there, and it was just something that was overlooked at the time. So um, that's right there, Timmy. Anyways, my boss come there, and he come there with every intention of firing me for having an accident, and he brought the the operations manager with him because he wanted a witness to tell him they're going to fire me. So so um, okay. So you got to go potty and then go back to bed. Okay. Anyways, the chief of the fire department, walked right over, shook his hand, and said, "I'm going to tell you something. You have one of the most best drivers I've ever seen in my entire life." He said, "The guy could have come through here at 60 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour, whatever, and killed every one of us. But yet he took the ditch." He said, "You had to be really proud of him because it was our fault. We should have had the flares out and we didn't." So, well, then, he had no course of action. He couldn't, he couldn't even, he couldn't write me up. He had his laptop. He had the operations manager driving. He had his laptop, and he was writing out my termination notice. He couldn't fire me. You know, is that a five? It is a five holder. That's right. Brenda, good evening or morning. You're looking lovely as ever. Uh, Robert, good morning. Yeah, super good. I tell you what, though, I was scared, man. I was scared. I thought it was going to be the end of me and whoever else I ran over. You know, We had to wait for them to clear the accident scene. It was a double fatality, so we waited. We were there 6 hours, probably, if not longer, before they would get a wrecker to pull me out of the ditch. And they had to pull it out on the ditch. Yeah, I had to drop 5 drops. That's right. Yeah. They pulled it out of the ditch, and it never broke a single. Not even the mirror on the driver's side was broke. Okay. Um, but when I got back to the shop, they put all new tires on the truck because I sat right there and I told the operations manager and the manager, I said, I've been writing up for 2 weeks that I need new tires. They're all bald. They're balder than a cucumber. I couldn't have stopped if I wanted to, and half my brakes ain't working. I've been writing that up. They keep telling me it's scheduled to be have a brake job. Well, you know what? That truck got taken into the shop. It had all brand new tires on it, and they put all brand new brakes on it. They had me go home. I come back at like 6 o'clock that evening, and I went back and finished my route with a truck that had all, and the truck was clean. They dumped it. They did everything, fueled it up the whole 9 yards. It was like I was in, a first class citizen again for some reason. So, well, back then this is back in the '90s, early '90s. Um, you can refuse to drive, but the only thing back then is if you refuse to drive, you might as well pack your shit and then leave because you've done refuse to drive. And they'll just, we don't need you. So that's right, wax and polish. It didn't not till the middle '90s until they started really enforcing the 60-hour law and all that other stuff. Um, yeah, before they finally started making it to where you could refuse to drive a truck because it was unsafe and not getting any flack about it. So I tell you what, this is a funny one. I went, my truck broke down. Okay, garbage truck, and so they said they had another company in Bryan, Ohio. They said go to Bryan, Ohio, grab a truck, and go do your route. Well, I grabbed this truck and I look at it and I said, man, this thing needs tires and everything else. So that's the best thing we got. Well, I get it about 10 miles from the shop. Next thing I know, I hear boom, boom, blew two tires. So I call them up on the two-way and say, hey, I just blew two tires and I'm not even back to Adrian yet, but I'm on my way. Well, what two? I said they're both outside and they're on the passenger side. Can you get it back to the tire shop? I said, yeah. So I drove it to the tire shop. The tire shop ended up putting 8 new tires on this truck because the back drives were all junk. So they put 8 new tires on this truck. I drive it from there to the shop and fuel it up because I needed fuel to make it to Monroe and do my route because it damn near ate all the fuel driving it back from Bryan. Yeah, try that. Yeah, back then you could do that stuff. They didn't care. Now we try that, see what happens. Anyways, um, I fueled up. I got to Monroe. Okay. The second stop, I turned the corner. As I turned the corner to come down the road to go into their yard, uh, I had to turn a left onto their street, and then I was going to make a left into their driveway, which was a gated driveway. It was a tow yard. I make a left, and as I go to make a left, all of a sudden, I feel the truck start to tip. And what the hell is going out? Oh, there you go. It's quite a story. Yes, it is. I bet it is there, junkyard. So, Anyways, the box had come loose up in the frame, and there was only one bolt holding it, and that was on the driver's side front. And this thing had slid over. Now we are probably 13 feet wide, this truck. The box is barely on the back. So uh, I get it stopped, and I walk up to the tow yard and I said, hey, man, I'm in problems here. I said, you guys got a record that can scoot this thing over or something? He said, I ain't got a record that'll lift that thing. All they have is just little car records. And so I said, is there any way I can limp it over here and get it in your storage yard? Because, we got to do something. So they had to hold the gates as far open as possible for me to get this thing through there. It barely made it. And they put it in the storage yard back there. And the next day, they had to come over with a big truck, tow truck, and they picked up the box, put it back on the frame rails, and then they welded new brackets and everything on it. So now I'm 2 days behind on picking up my garbage. They'd never send me no help whatsoever because nobody knew the area, so it wouldn't do them any good to send me any help. So I ended up was working. Back then they didn't say anything. You could work 18, 20 hours, nobody give a damn, and that's what ended up happening. I had to work 2 18-hour days to get caught up. So, full of soybeans. That was a money making load right there, though, wasn't it, Junkyard? I did go to, huh? Well, you never know how much stuff weighs until you actually have done it one or two times. I went across the scales at the Carlton Farms landfill with an 8 axle tip trailer, 227,000 pounds. I was, like 75,000 over, close to it. That was a money making load right there because I got paid by the ton. No. The owner of the company, he actually called me, and when he got that across his desk, he said, "Man, that was a heavy load." I said, "Hey, I didn't know how much it weighed. I don't, all the scales were, you had an air gauge on the front of your trailer." I said, "According to the air gauge, it was okay." He said, "Well, I'm not worried about it, because he didn't care because he had 300 trucks running, and so if he'd have got caught with that load, it would, it'd have been a fine, but he would, didn't matter to him. But uh, he just said, from now on, try to be a little more careful. He said, you don't mind them, being a little overweight, but when you're 75,000 pounds overweight, that's kind of, that's up there. So, but my truck, I had a freight shaker and with an 18 speed and 4 1/4 and cat in it, and this thing it never even puffed any black smoke. This thing would pull the heaviest loads, and it didn't even look like it was working it. Yeah, no, yeah, that's right. So that's right. Lucky to be there. That's right. Welcome back, Mama. That's right. When you get paid by the ton, you only get paid when you can, when you can deliver the loads and keep them rolling. So, yeah, if you'd have blown a tire, it'd have laid over all right. That'd have been the way to unload it quick. So now, if I did that shit the way things are going on, with the trucking industry, they'd put you under the jail. They got a special place for you. Yeah, drop a load beside the road. That's right. They have a special place for you beside underneath the jail for people that are overloaded. So, so anyways, everybody, I'm going to call it a day. It's 9 o'clock. Y'all have a great day. God bless and take care. Prayers and peace. Y'all stay safe, stay warm, stay dry, stay cool if you have to. Be kind to one another and take care. I appreciate y'all being here on Saturday. Tomorrow morning it'll be around 8 o'clock again. So, Juju Babana. But y'all have a great day. And like I said, take care and be kind to one another. Um, I'm sure somebody else is out there going to start up a live stream. So I've got stuff to do. I got my dishes all done. I just got to clean up from breakfast and wait for Gretchen to get back up. I'm going to make her some breakfast and I'm going to watch some TV until then. And I don't even have laundry to do. It's all done. I've been a busy little feller. But have a great day, everybody, and take care. And remember to be kind to one another.